Hello, and welcome back to 10 out of 10 with Watch Again with Lauren and Ross.
Hello.
We're back, we're holibags. We had a lovely time, thank you for asking.
Yep.
We were in Berlin for a whole week, and when I tell you it's been our favourite place we've ever been, like, it got to the end and we were like, we don't want to come back, but then who's going to talk shite with you guys? Do you know what I mean?
Pretty much, aye.
Do you know what I mean? We're doing our civic duty here, do you know what I mean? So this week we have chosen 1987's The Running Man. Funny story. As soon as we got out of the train station in Berlin and turned around and looked at the buildings, I went, oh my God, this place looks like The Running Man. Nope, completely confused The Running Man with Total Recall. And then we figured we'd already done Total Recall, so yous are getting The Running Man. Ross, hit us with your push.
Right, so as you said, Running Man, released in November 1987, directed by Paul Glazer, starring Big Arnie himself, obviously, Maria Conchita Alonso, Yaphet Kotto, Richard Dawson, Jesse Ventura, Dweezil Zappa and Mick Fleetwood.
Hey.
Aye, with a budget of 27 million and a box office of only 38 million.
Yeah, we'll get into that in thoughts and opinions because
Aye.
I've got parted about that.
And a runtime of 1 hour 41, so it's not too bad.
Beautiful, perfect runtime. General overview of the movie: a dystopian future, 2017, where criminals are sent onto reality television to fight off the stalkers.
Aye, pretty much in a way, aye.
Right, so we'll dive into thoughts and opinions. So, obviously, as well, we do know there was a remake last year starring the capybara himself, Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
We were going to do The Running Men, and we were going to do a side-by-side, and then we ran out of time, so you're getting The Running Man with tangents of the Glenn Powell version, purely because it was filmed in Glasgow!
Oh, Glasgow!
Oh, Caledonia!
Oh, Florida, Scott! Right, that's plenty.
But the Glenn Powell... So, this is...
Oh, what a start of my life!
Woo, what a rush. We're back. so the Glenn Powell version that came out last year is more book accurate to the Richard Bachman book. Bachman? How are we saying it?
Stephen King.
Aye, Stephen King. Richard Bachman, if nobody knows, is the kind of side alias.
Alter
ego, thank you. God, I'm rusty, man. What's going on?
English.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Yeah, so Richard Bachman is the alter ego of Stephen King. It's kind of a side project because he wanted to see if it was just his name that was selling books or if it was his talent.
Yeah.
And I've got some stuff and useless information about this as well. But the Glenn Powell version is a lot more book accurate and dystopian, whereas this movie is just a vehicle for Big Arnie kicking ass. Like, this is as close to the book plot as I am to looking like Megan Fox. Do you know what I mean? Like, so for the viewers who don't know what I look like, very far.
Hound.
Oh, I'm the hound you married.
That's my mistake. But no, this version of Running Man just is very focused on we've got Arnie. It's an Arnie movie.
Yeah.
Whereas the remake, whatever it is, is like there's more story in that one.
This completely sidelines all plot. Like, the first maybe 10 minutes is like trying to be like, oh look, there's a resistance, oh look, there's this, oh look, there's that, but then it's just like, no, let's just throw Arnie in an arena.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Glenn Powell version and the book, Running Man, they go on Running Man to get money. Like, Glenn Powell's character goes on Running Man to get credits to get medicine for his sick kids, and they basically run about the city. They run about Glasgow!
Right.
And it's basically to see how far you get kind of thing, whereas in this version, it's if you have committed a crime, you're thrown into the Running Man arena to see kind of how far you get.
I feel like, especially with Arnie movies, is that there never is a lot of plot. You don't need it. You don't need him trying to act.
No, I think the most complex Arnie movie is Total Recall, because that's trying to throw you into, like, is it a dream? Is it reality?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no one sat for that. Like,
Yeah, everybody else is doing the heavy lifting bar Arnie in
yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah. He's just hitting it with one-liner singers. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
One line zingers.
I'm normally very anti Big Arnie remakes. Like the Colin Farrell Total Recall
Oh, shocking.
was terrible, and I'm like, apparently they're going to remake Commando at some point, and I'm like, no, please don't. Like, leave the Arnie stuff where it's at. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see a remake of Kindergarten Cop. I don't even know if you could make a remake of Kindergarten Cop anymore. That movie's wild.
Aye.
But like, just leave Arnie alone. If you want the actual plot of Running Man, either read the book, it's not that long, or watch the Glenn Powell version and watch the Human Capybara run. Do you know what I mean? But in the Glenn Powell version, there's a lot more gratuitous nudity because obviously Glenn Powell looks like that, so of course you're going to want him shirtless. But there's like a whole bit in the Glenn Powell one where he's like running out of or hanging out of a window naked and all this kind of stuff. By the way, I really enjoyed the Glenn Powell version.
Oh, yeah.
You liked it as well.
I thought it was like, obviously going for the OG Running Man, I didn't expect, like, I did think I would hear it, but no, I was thoroughly entertained.
Yeah, totally. Like, I think both of us really expected to come out of it raging. And I hadn't read The Running Man, and I read it before The Running Man came out because I wanted to know how different it would be. And like night and day. Like, I feel like you can watch both of these in completely separate entities.
Yeah.
And there's still some like references to Arnie and the Glenn Powell one and stuff. But like, really enjoyed it. If you've not watched it. But again, this is like one of multiple tangents that we will have about the remake and the fact that it was filmed in Glasgow.
Glasgow, Scotland.
I do love though, like, sorry, we will get back to Arnie's Running Man, right? But I do love, like, now that loads of things are being filmed in Glasgow, when we were watching The Running Man, obviously we know that the mega church casino is the Armadillo, and we know that he's running down past the RSAMD. Oh no, it's not even called the RSAMD anymore, it's called the RSC. Oh my god, how old am I? How long has it been changed to the RSC?
It's been 19 years.
It's been 84 years. The shades have never been slipped in. Titanic, we've also done an episode on that. Also, do you want to hit the people with the hot take that you read about that's now ruined Glenn Powell for you?
Yes, this is when we were on holiday. I hit you with this, and I think you were a bit stunned to begin with.
Yeah, and then now the more I'm considering and pondering and thinking about it, how did we get from Glasgow to this? Anyway, carry on.
It's class, right?
We're on fire, guys. I was stunted, and then I pondered, and then I considered, and I was like, oh my fucking god, you've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, so my theory is that Glenn Powell had the career that Scott Eastwood should have.
Sit with it, take it in, stew in it for a while, think about it. They are both like generically handsome. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've both got the strong jawline and the cheekbones and that hair. And they both make a lot of shite. Like, I do think Glenn Powell makes more variety than Scott Eastwood, but carry on, tell the people.
I think Glenn Powell is a better actor. I mean, I've not seen a lot of Glenn Powell stuff, but...
What have we seen? We've seen Twisters, we've seen The Running Man.
Seen Batman.
Seen Batman. Hey! No, Dark Knight Rises, you said.
It's a Batman movie. Fuck's sake.
I want to see the one... do you know what? I think that's probably came out by now and I've missed it. See the one where in the trailer he's like killing off his billionaire family.
Oh, How to Make a Killing?
Yeah. I want to go see that if it's not already came out. But yeah, like, I feel like Glenn Powell, he does the same thing that like Zendaya... No, let me land the plane, right? He does the same thing that Zendaya does, as in he is everywhere for like 3 years, then disappears for a couple of years and you never really see them, and then comes back with like 40 million things.
Yeah.
That is literally the only comparison I'm making between him and Zendaya.
I think that Glenn Powell has a more of a star factor, and I don't know if it's hampered with Scott Eastwood, obviously who his dad is. Do you know?
Of course I know who his dad is. Clint Eastwood.
I took you a while.
Why did you look at me like I was a pure moron? Of
because
course.
there was a wee twinge of doubt there. There was a twinge of doubt.
Of course I know Clint Eastwood is that.
Aye,
Anyway,
Google.
Anyway, carry on.
But yeah, I'd say when I read it, I was like, God, this is like so bang on the money.
Yeah, because Scott Eastwood makes a lot of like kick action movies, doesn't he?
Scott Eastwood makes a lot of shit. He makes some amount of shit.
Yankees' dad would put him in some of his movies. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you know that's bad when your Nepo baby you will not put in your movie.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck that.
Yeah, like, oh, I've got this upcoming movie. Oh, should I cast my son? Ooh, maybe not.
I do think with Scott Eastwood is that he was kind of pushed into trying to be a star where Glenn Powell's gradually like risen to that level.
Yeah. I do think as well when Scott Eastwood was coming up, there was loads of guys that looked like him. Like you had like Jai Courtney, Sam. Oh God, what's his name? Sam. Is it Worthington? Your man for Avatar. Sam Worthington?
Yeah, Sam Worthington.
Yeah. Him, Jai Courtney, Clint Eastwood. No, not Clint Eastwood. Scott Eastwood. Who was the other guy? Really young, blonde hair. I think he was in one of the Tron movies. Or is that Scott Eastwood?
No. I know who you wrote. I cannot remember his name.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like all the guys that looked like that came out at the same time. It's like... Yeah. It's like that kind of comparison of like all the men in American Horror Story. You've got like Matt Bomer and all that, and they all have the same like jawline, dark hair, eyebrows. Like there's always like clusters of people that look alike that all kind of get dumped on us at the same time, and you just have to fucking figure out what one you like the best.
Yeah.
Right. Let's leave Glenn Powell at the door for 5 minutes, but also great take, loved it, really changed my life.
I would be shocked to find anyone that disagrees.
Yeah, please let us know. Like, think on it, simmer on it, do your research. Do your research, that sounds so wanky.
Wikipedia, the movies they've been in.
Yeah. IMDb, their careers, and let us know if you agree with us, because I was stumped. But then it's even like, if you look at their adverts, like, I think, because the reason this came up was because we were walking past a poster. I think it was, is it Omega Watches Glenn Powell's doing now?
I was something like that, aye.
And then when you look at it, Scott Eastwood's done the same campaign just like 5 years earlier, kind of thing. Yeah. Right, anyway, back to Big Arnie. I'm going to take us on a wee bit of a downer before we get right into the Arnie goodness,
geez.
right? Jeez.
Jesus.
Jeez. So I was going to leave this for useless information, but I thought it'd be more interesting to bring up here. So when I was like doing my deep dives for useless information, the penny really dropped, and then watching it the other day, I was like, oh my God, like how much this movie predicts, whether it's this movie, the book, you know what I mean, right? The Running Man IP. So it predicts deep fakes. It predicts exploitative reality television.
Yeah.
Voice-activated electronics, like when she comes into the gaff, she's like telling her coffee maker to go on and stuff like that. Fake news.
Fake news.
It's fake news. Survival-themed reality TV shows. So like Survivor, that kind of thing. I know we don't really get Survivor over here, but... What's ours, like Hunted, that thing where they have to, you know what I mean?
That is essentially
oh my God.
Man.
Oh my God. Like, the penny has dropped again. The kind of reality presenter being more powerful than the government, if you look at the current president who came from reality television. And also £6 for a juice. 100%.
That's about right, aye.
See, when she was at the vending and was like, oh, it's 6 credits, I was like, yep. But I just think it's mad. Like, also, this movie's also set in like 2017, which if we look at it in the timeline of our lives, was the year after year one of Trump kind of thing. And it's kind of been since 2017 that all of these things have been on the rise for us. Like, I suppose like AI's just fully replaced deep fakes in a way.
Yeah, AI's better and more accurate than what deepfakes ever were.
Yeah. And that's not a positive thing.
No, it's good in the sense of technology, but it's bad in the way it's used.
Yes.
But it's just weird that we have in this movie, and I'm not saying it's to the same extent as what's going on now, but it's like commodifying violence.
Yes.
So it's like you turning horrible shit into a game show. And I'm like, it's so bizarre to me how I was watching this and I was like, that's probably going to be the next thing that happens.
Absolutely. What's the one? I can't remember what it's called, but like in the advert when she's doing her workout and he has to like climb up the rope for for money as there's like canines at the bottom trying to rip him apart, and I'm like, this has absolutely been a Black Mirror episode. Do you know what I mean?
It's got to have been.
Like, it's just wild, and I think as well, this is more game show reality telly rather than the reality telly that we know and love, like your Love Island, Love is Blind, blah, 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 blah. But like, reality telly is huge. Like, real people, real arseholes.
Real people, real arseholes.
But like, it's absolutely huge, and it wouldn't surprise. Like, there's reality shows that were out in the 2000s that are now coming back into the kind of mainframe because everyone's like, why the fuck was that a thing? Like, there was one in the 2000s called The Swan, and they would have to like win points to get plastic surgery. And whoever, do you know what I mean? And I'm like, that could absolutely be a game show in the Running Man verse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think what concerns me is how easily everybody takes to this stuff.
Yeah, well, that's Killian's speech at the end, isn't it? Like, he says Americans love television, but worldwide everybody loves television, and he's like, they wean their kids on it and stuff like that. And when he said that last night, I was like, oh, like the iPad kids of the younger youth, you know, like the ones that are constantly on their tablets and stuff. Like, and this isn't me slagging parents, everybody relax, but like, you know, like some parents will be like, I needed 10 minutes to wash the dishes, so I let them have their iPad.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe. And there was a lot of things in his speech at the end that, just like what you've said, I was like, oh, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and maybe it's cheeky for us to say, but you're saying like you're getting constantly bombarded with advertisements as we watched it on Prime. Maybe I'm not the right person to say that. Oh yeah, because Prime is like advertising products in between the movies, but they're doing that like add to basket at the bottom. I can do a shop through scanning a QR code on Prime now rather than actual having to go to a shop.
It's wild. This is the thing though, is like, obviously, like we're sitting there being like, isn't this terrible, as we are also contributing to it. And you and me always talk about this. We're like, oh, should we be better people? Should we be doing this? Should we be doing this? We do what we do, and we do the best that we can do. We try and not consume too much shite. We try and not buy into a lot of nonsense. But, you know, the modern conveniences sometimes is how it win. Like,
there's no alternative. The alternative is piracy, but then we can't be a movie podcast and promote shit like that, do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Where did you watch it? Oh, we illegally downloaded it. Like, yeah.
The same way in Running Man, you're supporting these like fucking like global monolith companies, but
yeah, like, I mean, this is like a whole other conversation about like social justice and stuff. And like, we could get into that at some point, but no, the day Mama's tired. Do you know what I mean?
Different podcast.
Yeah, we've just sat and watched the election results. Mama's brain's nipped. Do you know what I mean? Like,
all right, moving on. Anyway, Amazon gives money. We know you've got it.
I hurry up and sponsor us, you arseholes. Anyway, but they throw you right into the movie, like about how like the network runs 24/7, even in schools. Mick and Dweezil are your resistance. But then it kind of steps over the rest of the plot from there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it introduces the resistance, and then you don't see them again until like halfway through the film. Yeah,
I've kind of got like the beginning of this up until he gets fired at the tube has a lot of like good talking points.
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as it gets to like, oh, Arnie being Arnie, it's kind of like, this is just no different than his other ones.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
I wonder how Stephen King feels about this.
Oh, I can imagine he's fucking raging. Yeah. Like, because this has... The only thing it has in common with his book is the name of the character and the name of the movie. Like, this has nothing in common with his book. And even if I found out that he liked this, I'd be raging, because you can't slag off Stanley Kubrick's The Shining and then be like, Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Running Man's great. The only... he's normally... Because I think we've spoken about this before on other episodes, is like, Stephen King's normally quite funny about... who adapts his stuff, or maybe he's only really picky now because of the amount of shite that came out in the 80s, right? But I can only imagine he was on one of his adult binges, shall we say, when he was like, I ain't bother Arnie can be in the Running Man.
I just ate smash it. Just probably need the dough, that, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Alright, so shall we get into the first stalker?
I have only got a couple of wee bits to like say, and then we'll get into the stalkers,
Aye,
right?
that's fine.
I have something to say. So like maybe it's just because we had to deal with airports last week, but it is fucking wild watching airport security in 80s movies. Like, she doesn't have her travel pass or quote unquote travel pass on her, and they're just like, aye, cool, wire in, cause one guy at the back's like, come on, we got a trip to go on. Are you fucking joking? I've had to take my shoes off. I've had to empty my bag. I've had to stand there at border control and be like, what is the reason for your trip? Like, leave me alone. Like, could you imagine if getting through an airport literally took you 20 minutes?
Just walk through.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know the thing is? It's that plus all the security and that look at you as if you're guilty or something.
Oh my god, yeah. I like as soon as you put your bag down on the security thing and then stand there in the wee thing, I'm like, have I ever committed an act of terrorism?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never, but you never know. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. You've almost convinced yourself you have.
I'm getting the jail. I'm getting the jail. Like,
I was like,
am I an international drug smuggler?
It's the most bizarre. I mean, coming out like you got pulled up on your suitcase.
Yeah, no, it was my shoes. Like, so I bought, this was literally the first day of me wearing these shoes. And we went through security, and then I got pulled over to the side, and she had to like rub my shoes down for drugs. And I was like, I literally just took them out of the box. Like, unless somebody in the warehouse of Doc Martens is on gear, I swear to God, I've not done it.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there and I was like, have I developed a heroin problem? Like,
yeah, I mean, when did like we just do live in like a paranoid age now, don't we?
100%.
Like everything you do or saying that, and is it? Oh no, they're coming to get you. Who are these imaginary people?
Yeah. I think it's like, you're paranoid about getting into trouble, and then you're paranoid about being like misconstrued. Like, peek behind the curtain, guys, but there's so many times where me and Ross will be like in the middle of talking, and then I stop and go, is that all right? Did that make sense? Did we sound like arseholes? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's very that. But I basically just fuck 80s airports because they looked great. Like, you could literally show up 20 minutes before your flight and get through.
Yeah, that, and you could used to just be able to walk at airports.
Yeah.
Like, go through everything. That's insane to me.
Aye, 100%.
Like, airports nowadays are seen as inconveniences.
Yeah. And like, I feel like you arrive so early just to get through security, and then when you're out of security, you're like, I've got 3 hours to kill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's it. Like, half your days just waiting for a plane.
100%. Glasgow Airport is shite for that because there is literally a Starbucks, a Weatherspoons, and a WH Smith's. Like, there's nothing else to do in Glasgow Airport. Whereas Berlin Airport had like a whole shopping centre in it, and like a food court, and there was a smoking area.
It was amazing.
And, oh my God, it was amazing. But like, we were there so early, and our time like flew by in like 10 minutes because there was shit to do.
Yeah, it was class.
Whereas in Glasgow, you're like, will we go and take a walk around Waterstones again? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, let's go and read every book in W.H. Smith's. There's also not really any stakes for Arnie being in the Running Man. Like, obviously, he gets caught because he's a fugitive, but they're like, oh, well, if you don't do it, we'll throw your pals in, and then they throw his pals in anyway. Whereas in the Glenn Powell / the book, he signs up for it to get credits to get medicine for his kids. So like in the book / Glenn Powell version, there's more fuck, this guy really has to make it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in this one, you're like, all right, Arnie, calm down.
Yeah, I feel with this one is, I think this is the most unbothered I've seen Arnie.
Yeah.
In a movie. Like, I've kind of got a wee bit about his character arc, if you will.
Oh, a character arc?
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Ooh. So, Act 1, he's kind of like...
Act 1.
Act 1.
Act
1.
I never thought in my life I would ever be talking about the Running Man in acts. But listen, here we are.
Yeah.
One of us came to podcast today. The other one is having a terrible time. Yeah, you can decide what one.
What I might add, though, is all of this kind of gets flung on him rather than his choice.
Yes.
So he's like the reluctant fugitive in the sense that he disregards the order.
Yeah, the Bakersfield Massacre, and they basically make him out to be like a mental nutcase killer.
Yeah. And
there's women and children down there. They're unarmed.
Yeah, so bad. Then you have like Act 2 where he becomes a participant in the Running Man.
Yep.
But see when they say to him all this, like, oh, we can get your freedom and that. He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
There's not a single point where, like, he's like, oh no, I can do this. I need to do this.
Yeah. There's no urgency to him.
Yeah.
It's just like, aye, all right.
And then the third one, he kind of becomes like the head of like the revolution.
Yeah, the resistance fighter. Yeah.
But it's like none of that.
Get the people out of here.
Yeah, but like none of that is caused by him either.
Yeah, because he's slagging off Mick Fleetwood
Yeah.
at the start of the movie, and then halfway through he's like, "Oh, you are idiots!" Like,
It's like you can tell that he used to watch you Running Man and root for these stalkers and that.
Yeah.
He has no time for like the fucking resistance or anything.
Yeah, he just wants to smoke his stogie, like at all times.
Yeah, like that's that. He's just chewing a cigar this whole time, man.
This is my like favorite era of Arnie. Is just where he's permo trying to find ways to like pigeonhole in when he can have a cigar in his movies. Because like apparently now I can't remember if this is fact or if this is just something my sister told me and I just believed it was true. Apparently, Ethan Hawke has it in his contract that he must be smoking in every movie because he is like
Makes sense.
he's like a serial chuffer. So
I love that one. He's a mad juffer.
he's a pure serial chuffer, mate. So I think like I pure love that though. It's like when you see people smoking in a movie and I'm always like, oh my god, are they Ethan Hawke in it? Are they Ethan Hawke in it? Because I know I would if I was a famous actress.
Oh,
I'd be like,
fuck yeah.
listen, mate, this scene needs us now.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry.
Getting back, curtailing this, try to rein this back, right?
Again, like I said, one of us is here to podcast, one of us is here to talk shit.
But there is a lot of like Arnie motivation inconsistencies.
Yes.
Because it's like the butcher bit, right? And he refuses to fire on civilians and that. Good man.
There's women and children out there.
He takes a very scary amount of happiness in killing stalkers.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only time you see a big fucking beamer on his kitten.
What a hothead.
But
Listen, I never said my Schwarzenegger impersonation was going to be good.
but then you have him like, it's kind of like, oh, I'm here for my pals and all that. Seeing every scene, like every stalker situation with the pals, he fucks off himself. He runs away. He's like, I'll do this myself. I'm like, you're meant to be saving these clowns.
It's it.
That and it all adds up to him, as I say, being the leader of the revolution, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It does not work whatsoever.
Yeah, but if he's not the leader of the resistance, we don't get that banger. This is no game, which I will get into later.
I feel they could have put that in any movie that they slapped.
Get fucked. Off the back of what you've just said, do you think this is the Arnie movie with the most zingers? Because he's flinging one-liners off everywhere you go. Every time he kills a stalker, at least 3 one-liners, at least 3 puns.
It probably is the most pun-heavy, but it's not the best pun movie from Arnie.
Okay. What's the best one?
I'm going to go Commando.
Yes! Listen, you fucking know I love Commando.
Yes.
I was feared you were going to say Batman and Robin. I was like, no!
Oh, I take it back then. That was the most pun-heavy movie.
No, you can't. You need to stick with Commando. Let off some steam,
No.
Bennett.
Commando's the best one, but the most pun-heavy is fucking Mr. Freeze.
That's fair. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. But it's like, he really is slapping them out every so often. And I do think this is the Arnie movie that, like, it's the, like, I don't think Arnold Schwarzenegger really had a script. I think it was just like, fuck you, la la, like, do you know what I mean? Like drop dead, like that kind of shit, do you know what I mean? Like, I think they've just went, Arnie, do what you do.
Yeah, I mean, this era Arnie would have been like, I don't think the man learned to act until about like 95 or something. But you don't need him acting, you need Arnie to be Arnie.
Yeah, exactly. Like, nobody's showing up to a Schwarzenegger movie expecting an Oscar-worthy production. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, no.
We're here to listen to I'll Be Back, Hasta La Vista, here to watch a big fucking muscly guy batter the bad guys in the most violent ways possible. I know what I'm sat for, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, anybody expecting any more for Arnie's just a fucking moron.
Yeah. I think a lot of the other action stars of the time tried to do the kind of serious role. I think, like, if you take Stallone, like, he tried to do more of the, like, Copland actory thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Arnie was like, I know what I'm about.
Yeah, I know I'm going to go, like, my movie's going to make 100 million.
Yeah.
Like, just leave me to it. And
Aye.
pay me what you owe me, then I'll knock out the park for you.
100%. Pass me a stogie every half an
That's
hour.
it,
We're
aye.
good to go. So, one more thing, and then we'll get into all the
one more
stalkers. And one more thing. And then we'll get into all the stalkers, right? Killian, ultimate arsehole game show host. Like, I just feel like that man was born to be a sleazy game show host, which apparently is not far off what he was in real life. Richard Dawson did, let me double check, Family Fortune.
I have no idea. I know he was a game show host, but I didn't know what he done.
Yeah, sorry, I've just double checked there. It was Family Fortune, but like you say, bit before our time. But apparently, on Family Fortune, he was always getting into bother for like full on kissing guests on the mouth, like tongue and everything.
Oh.
Like just full on nipping this
Jesus.
nipping the guests. But like in this, I think it works. And again, I don't know how much of the character is Killian and how much of it Richard Dawson is just bringing to the role. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that was kind of the time, wasn't it? Like all these old deals loving game show hosts and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel quite bad, but I was going to say, if you want to talk about like reality game show hosts, and Tyra Banks is a bit of a bastard, but I'm not comparing it.
No. That's the thing, isn't it? Tyra Banks is back in the fold of being a known arsehole, do you know what I mean? Like, because of obviously all the treatment they all got in America's Next Top Model. But I think there's definitely been some dickhead game show hosts, but I think Killian, the character, really takes the cake, do you know what I mean?
I think because it's more that, like, knowing what the stakes are, is that people are dying and all that.
Yeah,
and,
like you're sending people to their death in the most brutal way
Like-
possible, and all he cares about is the ratings and shit.
yeah, he is like a proper psychopath, and like, even though he's not like a big intimidating guy and all that, but he is like the biggest guy in that building, and,
Totally.
and you just know it. But he doesn't need to be a fucking raving lunatic about it.
Even like when he's on the phone and he's like, get me the Justice Department, get me the president's agent and all
Yeah.
that, and it's like, oh, fucking hell. Like in the Glenn Powell remake, Coleman Domingo is the host, but Josh Brolin is the character of Killian.
Yeah.
And in the book / Glenn Powell version, Killian is this kind of like behind the scenes overlord that kind of runs everything. Whereas in this version, they've just kind of smushed them into
kinda
one
put it together,
person.
yeah.
Yeah. Right, we'll get into the stalkers. So, Sub-Zero is your first stalker. He is a giant ice hockey player with explosive pucks and a razor blade hockey stick. What the fuck?
Now, I'm just going to mention something. These guys are meant to be the best at killing criminals and that, right?
Yeah.
These stalkers are fucking awful.
Honestly, man, they are so gimmicky. Like, see, for these stalkers to be like feared, like, and again, that's another thing that's different in the Glenn Powell / the book is like you've got Lee Pace, like he's the big intimidating one.
Unexpected Lee Pace, yeah.
100 love when there's an unexpected Lee Pace. I feel like you forget how good Lee Pace is, and then he shows up and you're like, oh my god. But he's like the more intimidating one, but the rest of them are all just like wee dicks kind of running about trying to catch him. Whereas in the Arnold Schwarzenegger one, they all have their own gimmick, and each gimmick is almost worse than the one before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is what I don't get. This is a show that supposedly ran for years.
Yeah, like #1 ratings and shit.
Yeah, but with like obviously ran for years without a winner. Then the stalkers' tactics were just like one and done. Like, oh right, I've got a flamethrower, I'm fireball. If you can stop that, he's got nothing else.
Well, blatantly as the movie continues, do you know what I mean?
Is it all it takes is somebody who knows how to fight, and they can win this, no bother.
And you would think, and maybe this is something we should have kept for but you would think they would have, you think they would have thought about that as the TV show goes on, right? Like, as in one of these days they're going to get a big beast criminal that can batter everybody. But really, their only answer is to just throw more and more stalkers at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you know what I mean?
And
Rather
I
than
hope for the best.
Yeah. Whereas, like, if this was your game show of like throwing in criminals and like fake criminals or not, like if this is your game show idea of throwing them into an arena and seeing what happens, you think you would have a contingency plan And later on they do show that they have a contingency plan, but only by the time like 5 stalkers are dead.
Really,
do you know what I mean?
Contingency, yeah.
Yeah. It's more of a fucking kill button. Do you know what I
But
mean?
even then, all the guys are, other than Jesse Ventura, they're all old, out of shape. Like, they're not fighters.
Yeah, so Sub-Zero's the first one. Also, the zingers that Arnie hits them with, like this one especially, like Sub-Zero, now Plane Zero.
Yeah.
Never got it. Do not know this
Still
joke.
don't.
I don't know if it's a hockey thing. If anybody knows hockey, please let us know. But then you've got Buzzsaw, who's the second killer, who funnily enough just has a massive buzzsaw. But a lot of these guys, like I was asking you, I was like, oh, is he an old wrestler or something? Like, I know Fireball is like a football player, like an American football player.
Right, okay.
And I know Jesse Ventura used to be a wrestler.
Yeah, he's a wrestler, yeah.
And then obviously, like, is just part of Arnie's crew kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, like, if Buzzsaw looks like he should have been a wrestler, but you were like, no, I've never seen him in it.
If he was, I don't recognise him. But
right, okay.
obviously, this was the 80s, so I'm not clued up on, like, WWF in the 80s.
Yeah. Arnie pulls Terrifier Art the Clown on Buzzsaw and saws him from testicles to skulls. He had to split. And then you have possibly the worst one, Dynamo, who is just a fat opera singer in a fairy-like costume. What the fuck? Electricity's his thing, isn't it? He shoots
electricity. Which I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't really know what electricity and opera have in common, but hey, fuck my drag.
I'm going to assume that. So is it safe to say that these dudes aren't in the book? Like, because I know in the new Running Man, like they do have set like killer, like stalkers, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume none of these are in it.
From what I remember from the book, no, it's more of like either there's stalkers coming, but it's no like I'm in fairy lights.
Yeah,
like,
they don't have like specific things.
Yeah, like hey, Christmas tree. Like no, there's none of that.
So how does I'm going to assume with Dynamo then, as they had the character, then they found out he can sing.
He was hired because he could sing.
Oh really?
So again, I'll take this from useless information. Remind me to scrap that when we get to useless information. But yeah, he was auditioning for something else next door to the Running Man auditions.
Okay.
And they heard him singing, and then he came out and he looks big and intimidating, and they were like, "Fuck it, let's make something of this."
He looks big and intimidating. Then see the scene when you see him in his underwear. It just looks ridiculous. That scene is ridiculous. You did not need Dynamo trying to attack Amber, and then especially to see his really shit tighty whities. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't need that. That could have been, if you wanted to save 30 seconds on this movie, you could have cut that. Yeah.
But listen, who am I? Because it's one and done. Like as soon as he attempts it, she sets off the sprinklers, which electrocute him anyway, and he's fucked. So like there's no point.
They all have massive weaknesses that are never really...
That I cannot believe have not been exploited until this point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the stalkers are the weakest part of this movie.
Yeah.
And I used to think they were cool as fuck, but see, watching it, and I've said this a few times, is that doing a podcast has ruined movies for me.
Yeah.
See, now looking back at it, I'm like, God, like, especially if these aren't in the books, is that you could have came up with so much better.
Yeah, the book is on Spotify audiobooks if you want.
Oh, right, okay.
If anybody wants to listen to it, I highly recommend. It's really not that long, but it is really, really good.
Oh,
but
right.
it's more, the book's more about like him on the run and more about like the world of why the Running Man is there kind of thing. It's really, really good. And it's not your stereotypical, what is Stephen King, like, why use 2 words when 400 will do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Fireball is played by your man that used to be in the NFL.
Yeah.
But, like, he's just a guy in a silver suit and a flamethrower. And you would, like, there's points where, like, Arnie blows something up and he walks through the flames, so you're going to be like, oh, kill a flame-resistant suit, of course.
Fireproof, yeah.
But then he immediately goes on fire as soon as Arnie stabs through the thing.
They get beat too easy for my liking.
Yeah, and, like, I do feel like Jesse Ventura is the last kind of stalker that's introduced, but I feel like Jesse Ventura is so underused in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, he's not even given a proper defeat, like he's used in like the deep fake where they kid on that he murdered Arnie, and it's like, really, that's the last Jesse Ventura like part of this movie.
Yeah, he's probably the stalker with the most personality, right enough.
Yeah.
I was killing guys like this 10 years ago with my bare hands, man.
Yeah, it's the Captain Freedom workout at the start. Do you want pain? Do you want suffering? And then it's just kind of like an aerobics video.
He's just got these women just, oh yeah, it's brilliant.
Now listen, I've done the Jane Fonda aerobics. That's fucking sore. So I get why he's like, do you want pain? Do you want suffering?
Yeah.
But it's just funny, like the size of Jesse Ventura and then just like lassies in spandex behind him.
Yeah. Like the tone of this movie just flip-flops like every scene.
Yeah, his part's really where you get into like the proper deep faking with like the facial mapping and all that kind of stuff.
So obviously you talk about the deep fake there. So this scene is you see him getting crushed in the cage, isn't it?
Yeah. Gets pushed against the spikes and stuff. Him and Jesse Ventura have a good old scrap.
Yeah, and I do love how in like the scene where it's Killian announcing like the death of Richard, he's kind of putting on like this manufactured grief as if he's sorry that he's dead.
Oh, what a son, what a guy, poor man out for a real one.
Yeah, like it is just such like a game show host, like fake niceness, if you will.
Yeah, I suppose he kind of has to show the fake grief though, because this is the point where the crowd have turned. Like the crowd have stopped being like, oh, we want Buzzsaw, we want this, and they're starting to bet on Richards. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that scene's funny. When she goes on about, I can choose who I want, and I choose Richards. And
he's one mean motherfucker.
Yeah. And he's telling you can't do that. No, and he's like, no, I can. Then it gets into the gambling scene, which that's wild. Like,
yeah.
Obviously,
$200 on Richards. $200.
Because we were talking about that and how.
Like what? Yeah, like was in-game gambling a thing in 1987/2017?
Yeah, like was in-play betting a thing?
Yeah, like because I don't know, like that kind of seems like a more modern thing.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe that was futuristic in the 80s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it was. Obviously, you don't have the accessibility that you do now. I mean, you can do it on your phone now every minute. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
But I was like, we were talking about it yesterday. And I was like, I don't know. But it seems they're kind of running like an underground. It's not,
of course. Yeah,
it's not legit bookies, so I imagine they would take the money off you.
Yeah. Aye, but it's like round for round they get to change. Do you know what I mean? And I always thought it was like just put it on at the start and whatever happens. Do you know what I mean?
And this is kind of leading me into my other deep thought, right?
Oh, deep thought. Again, one of us is here to podcast,
Aye.
one of us is here to talk shit.
Is that how they're able to like dehumanize the runners?
Oh, yeah, like Richards and Amber and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Is that they're almost like seen as like, oh, they're subhuman, they're scum.
Just off the back of that, right? See how you're saying like they're scum and all that? I love when they throw Amber in and the guy is like, she has sexual relations with 2, sometimes 3 men in a year. And I'm like, fuck's sake, I know some people that do more than that, but okay. Like,
do that in a fucking week.
No, but you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, maybe it was 80s values, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was just like, 2 or 3 a year, that seems pretty standard. Like, there's nothing wild about that. If it was 20 to 30, again, not slut shaming, do your thing, but you know what I mean? Like,
but yeah, it's how they can just, like, oh, these are arseholes, but then the stalkers are like these, like, heroes, comic book heroes, gods. Is it, oh, no, they're going to fix all the bad shit?
Yeah, like Buzzsaw goes, like, pushes that guy at the very start and, like, breaks the guy's nose, and the guy's like, oh my god, Buzzsaw touched me, me, like.
Like, you're kind of getting a lot of, like, hero worshipping for bad people nowadays. I'm like, God, maybe King was on it. Like, he was fucking on the ball. He could see the future.
Yeah, man. Oh, don't. There's some King books that you read now, and you're like, what does this man know? Like, Dead Zone hits completely differently in the year of our Lord 2026. Do you know what I mean? The Stand. I started reading The Stand during COVID, which was a terrible fucking idea, because, like, at the end of every chapter, it's like, and someone coughed at the back of the cinema, and you're like, no! Like...
Yeah, I remember that. You had to feel big time.
I was freaking out, man. I genuinely only got like 8 chapters into The Stand, and I was like, I need to put this down. I need to put this away.
I remember because we watched the TV show as well, and it was kind of very like, oh, but there's something happening. I was like, oh, what are we doing? Like, I know, I'm getting flashbacks. Let's just stop this.
I mean, movie's basically done at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, not a lot. Generally, not a lot happens. Like, you have the stalker stuff and that, great. Kind of shite, but great. Then you have the revolution.
This is no game. Yeah. Fucking greatest song ever. It's not even, it's terrible, right? But
No, that song is class.
I would put this song up, like, how at the end of every Schwarzenegger movie, there's always a fucking bop, right?
Oh, yeah.
This song is up there. Doesn't beat, but it's up there with the song at the end of Commando that I always thought was that Led Zeppelin song. That dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun,
Oh,
dun-dun-dun.
yeah.
But it's not, but it sounds like it. But in my head, Led Zeppelin finished Commando, right? But like John Parr's, I mean, this and St. Elmo's Fire. St. Elmo's Fire! My impressions are fucking on point, is he?
Oh, if you wanted a fucking, like, song in your movie, John Parr's your fucking man.
Hello. But I would say out of the Schwarzenegger verse where we have all these movies, I would put this movie at like a solid 6.5. There are better Schwarzenegger movies, but this is a nice... I've got an hour 40 minutes. I fancy watching Schwarzenegger. Also, it's just like, it's a nice back into the podcasting for us. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's not my... If I had the choice of Schwarzenegger and I'd seen the other ones a million times, probably would still watch them again.
Yeah.
There's nothing inoffensive about this movie.
I always get this movie mixed up with Total Recall, and I don't know why, because they are not the same movie. Like, one is on Mars, do you know what I mean?
Nothing like each other at all.
No, I know. That's how when we got off the train, I was like, oh my God, Running Man! And then it took both of us like half an hour to be like, I don't think you're thinking of Running Man.
Yeah.
I do think this is one of Schwarzenegger's more phoned in performances. Like, you can kind of see it in his face that he's just that fucked.
He doesn't look arsed at all.
Yeah, whereas there's other movies that you watch and Schwarzenegger's electric. And I say electric, but like, you know, as vibrant as Schwarzenegger can get.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, into the rest of the categories. Do you have a let's go moment?
Mine's is just when, this is no game.
With a restless heart. What a tune, yes.
Yeah, banger.
Mine, I'm between two, so I have I'll Be Back, only in a rerun.
Yeah.
Ooh. But then I don't know if my let's goes are just zingers, or there's the, I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to throw it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine. Like, so good, man. Just like proper class Schwarzenegger rage. Do you have a favourite scene?
Mine's is, now see when he gets his lawyer agent, whatever,
Yes.
to sign a hit and he stabs him in the back.
Yes.
That always gives me a wee chuckle.
100%. I can't remember if they did that in the Glenn Powell movie or if they just like left an awkward moment if they were going to do it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, neither can I. As much as we really enjoyed the Glenn Powell movie, I only really remember like big scenes rather than like the overall movie.
Yeah.
Mine is the end, see when Schwarzenegger and Killian have their showdown and Killian's doing his big speech before he gets jammed in. Yeah, that's mine.
No, nice.
Right, I have some useless information for
Let's
you.
do it.
So the body count of this movie, 41.
How?
I know, fuck knows. So this movie was actually considered a flop of Arnold Schwarzenegger. This movie came out in between Predator and Total Recall, which when you put it in between those two movies, I realise why it was a flop. Do you know what I mean? But this movie didn't make its money until they flung it on like telly and it was on like ITV or whatever.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, like this is more of like a cable hit than like a cinema hit. So we've already said originally written by Stephen King under the pseudonym Richard Bachman. This was the last book released under the Bachman name before it was outed that it was Stephen King.
All right.
Do you know the book that he was outed on? And I'll give you a hint. You love it. And I say that sarcastically.
I was going to say Shawshank Redemption.
Nope.
So is it a movie?
It's a movie that we have watched a few times. I don't want to give it away too much. We've watched it a good few times and you always take the piss out of it, and it's always one of those movies that once we've watched it, we say the thing for at least 3 weeks.
I don't...
If I said Thinner.
That was his last one?
Yep, Thinner
Wow.
was the last Bachman
That
movie.
is a shit movie.
Thinner.
That is a fucking god-awful movie.
Your man for The Simpsons is the lawyer. Yeah.
That tangent number whatever. You can't take that cunt serious.
Thinner. I know, as soon as I read that, I was like, what a bastard of a book to get doxed on.
Aye.
Man. Thinner
Get doxed, son. Get doxed, son.
Thinner, the book is okay. The movie's not great, but I think it's the makeup that's really bad.
Oh, the makeup is terrible.
But the book's a lot more sinister, and like the ending of the book is more hitting. Do you know what I mean? But this is around the same. Like this and what was it? Night Shift, the one that inspired this podcast. Yeah. So shout out to Thinner. Many people who worked on Family Feud said that Richard Dawson was more like Killian than people would think, especially in his treatment of underlings, which made the scene where he sacks the guy who's mopping in a whole different light. Do you know what I mean?
Prick.
The big dance number at the beginning of Running Man was choreographed by Paul Abdul.
Fair dues,
Aye, why not, Paul? Aye. This movie then went on to inspire American Gladiators, which began in 1989.
Oh, sake.
I know.
Don't take inspiration for this.
The leader of the underground resistance is played by Mick Fleetwood, drummer of Fleetwood Mac. His partner Stevie, played by Dweezil Zappa, son of Frank Zappa, is named as an ode to Stevie Nicks, and also apparently, tangent number 10, apparently Mick Fleetwood's character was supposed to have a different name, but Schwarzenegger kept fucking up the fake name and just kept calling him Mick, so they just kept him as Mick. But then this led to a theory of, is Mick Fleetwood just playing Mick Fleetwood? Because at the start, when he's taking off all their collars, he's like, men like you burned all my songs, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Makes sense, yeah.
Which, it's good to know that Fleetwood Mac are still going in the dystopian universe, you know?
I mean, the fact that they could still be gigging in 2017.
I mean, Stevie Nicks is still going there now. Stevie Nicks don't know when to quit.
That's a different thing, though.
Aye, fair enough. The footage of the attacking helicopters at the beginning of the movie is actually from 1976's King Kong, the Jeff Bridges, Jessica Lange.
Oh, nice.
So, this is the smallest that Arnold Schwarzenegger has ever been in a movie. His biceps are only 18 inches. They normally sit around 21 to 25 because he'd injured himself on his previous movie and was having back issues, so couldn't weight lift as much as what he normally does. Terrible behaviour. Which then leads me on to my next one, is that Jesse Ventura was purposely kept away from Schwarzenegger. They only share that one fight because Jesse Ventura at this time was a lot bigger than Schwarzenegger. He was 6'5", 300 pounds, built like a brick shithouse. So they didn't want Arnie to be dwarfed by Jesse Ventura.
I can see that. I mean, I imagine Arnie in some of his movies is like, I need to be the... Like, I'm kind of getting the Rock vibes for him. There's
Yes.
I need to be the biggest, the strongest in the building.
Yeah, absolutely. Schwarzenegger wears a World Gym sweatshirt at the beginning of the movie as he was the CEO of World Gym at the time.
Fair enough, aye.
Right, here's the bit you like, who was almost in the movie. Dolph Lundgren, Patrick Swayze, and Christopher Reeve were all considered for the role of Ben Richards. Don Johnson was offered the role, but turned it down to stay in Miami Vice.
Cool, aye.
I suppose if you're going down the we need a big hulking guy, Dolph Lundgren's your guy. I don't know if I could see Patrick Swayze in it, but why in?
Nah, I want to work with.
I think it works now with... I'm not saying that Glenn Powell is like an everyman, right? But like, I think in the remake, it works that he isn't this big hulking dude. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just a kind of normal guy.
You're not going to believe that Arnie's doing this for his sick kid.
Yeah. You're going to believe that Arnold Schwarzenegger is punching doctors in the face to save a sick kid. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, he's ripping them in half.
Aye, 100%. Dive in 80?
Aye, why not?
How many have you got?
I've only got one.
Oh, okay, I've got two. Right.
That's fine, go ahead.
Oh, right, okay. So, let me set the scene, right? So, we're introduced to Amber in the flat. She puts on Captain Freedom's, do you want pain? Do you want suffering?
Yeah.
Workout, right? Then she doesn't do the workout. She gets on a Pilates machine, right? Now, that's not even my A. That's just setting the scene.
Okay.
My real A is, why is she working out in silk lingerie? Like, it was the fucking 80s. Leg warmers were a thing. Lycra was a thing. You can't tell me you didn't have sports workout gear. So why are you sitting there in a chemise doing your Pilates machine while listening to Captain Freedom call you an arsehole?
Because it was the 80s and she probably looks better in silk lingerie.
That's fair.
That's...
That is absolutely fair.
That is the only... You look at some of the movies and some of the get-ups the women were put in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It wasn't, like, comfort.
It didn't make sense. They just looked really good.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, that's it. Okay.
Like, we just done Catwoman with they stuffed her into that suit, Lauren. Come on. It is fashion over function.
That is true. That is true. Okay, my second one is... Know how when Arnie is on the rope behind Buzzsaw's motorbike and he's getting dragged for fucking ages across that rocky, gravelly path? Why is his suit still intact after that? Like, his suit and chest should be shredded with the friction.
He should be ruined.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he just gets up and is like, "Ugh."
Yeah. Nah, you know, shut your brain off for that one.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. That was the thing I don't really have anymore, is because I feel like when you go into a Schwarzenegger movie, you're not looking for continuity. You're not looking for, like, reasonable...
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, do you know what I mean? What's yours?
So mine's is, you see the scene in the running at the beginning of, before the game show, where they show the footage of him being the Bakersfield murderer?
Yes.
At the climax of this movie, they show the unedited footage. What's to stop them being like, no, that's fake? Because they live in a whole fake news thing anyway. They take a lot of liberties and just everybody straight up believing it for now on.
Yeah. I mean, the modern take on that, still fictionalized, is the first episode of the newest season of The Boys, where they think they've got him by releasing the plane footage, and then they turn around and they're like, oh my god, Starlight's making deep fakes and AI and blah blah blah. So like, yeah, they could easily turn around and be like, what? But
I think
we need a reason for Killian to get his comeuppance. But I think if this was to happen today, it would be like, oh no.
Yeah, like, I just don't get how they couldn't... Was it the ICS network could just like push that as like, oh, it's propaganda for the rebels?
Yeah.
Because it's well known there's a sector of rebels that are doing this.
Yeah. That are like trying to block the network and stuff.
I think when you do stuff like that, the writers kinda, they need to just push that, no, they just start believing this.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that Ben Richards has done in this to justify him being, I'm a hero, because he takes great pride in killing cunts.
Yeah. And like, even for them just to turn, like, even for it to come out and be like, oh yeah, he didn't massacre all those people, by the way, still doesn't make him a good person.
Yeah. like he was working for the people doing this.
Yeah.
And you're not telling me that because he didn't kill those people, he hasn't arrested people that are actual right in what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And off the back of yours, it's like he's telling Amber all of this. He's like, I didn't kill these people, but he's walking about looking intimidating as fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then it's only after the airport bit when they're like, oh, he shot 2 people point blank, and Amber's like, that simply is not true. And then when she goes in for the thing and it's like raw, edited for television, like, if you were going to do something like that, are you telling me that they're both just sitting back to back? Do you know what I mean?
I've got another day, I've just thought it there.
Oh god, right, okay.
Right, so Amber, who's this law-abiding citizen, follows all the rules and all that, right?
Yep.
Wears her silky lingerie out and about.
Yep.
Good for her. She turns into this, like, master investigator, like this journalist, as soon as she goes back to work. How the fuck does she get access to all this?
Yeah. Ben Richards just walks past her and she's like, oh, I'll need to go and investigate that. And then it really doesn't take much for her to become like part of the resistance. Also, off the back of that, it doesn't take much at all for her to go from like, you're an arsehole, Ben Richards, you're a prick, to being like, ask me where I hid that tape. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's very weird.
Aye. But then I suppose it's the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing of like he has to get a nip in every movie. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but nah, it's bizarre how she could break out high security shit and not when she just wrote jingles for the network.
Yeah. I like, you shouldn't even be in that section of your work. Do you know what I mean?
As soon as it gets flagged that you've done that, obviously you were getting caught.
Yeah, you tit. Yeah, that's
Aye.
fair. Best kill, worst kill?
I've got Buzzsaw for best kill.
I've got Buzzsaw for best kill as well.
And my worst kill's Ben Richards' deepfake.
Oh, I've got Chico. Pour one out for Chico.
Oh, yeah,
At the very beginning, couldn't just wait 5 more minutes for them to turn off the fence.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
That, I wouldn't say that's the worst kill, I'd say that's the stupidest kill.
Yeah, Chico. Who's your worst guy whose hairline's receding?
It's got to be Killian.
Yeah, I've got Killian
Yeah.
too. What a prick. But, like, he's, like, such a good arsehole. Do you know what I mean? Which, again, from what I've read, seems like he was just an arsehole in real life.
Yeah.
But I think Killian in both versions as well, though, because Josh Brolin's a really good, like, behind-the-scenes overlord in the Glenn Powell version. But I also really like Coleman Domingo as the, like, running man.
Yeah, he has the flamboyance of, like, a TV presenter.
Yes, totally. Do you have anybody who's in a different movie?
Dynamo.
I have Dynamo as well.
Yeah.
Like, Dynamo is the worst dressed, the worst stalker, and also the sexual assault scene just comes out from nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's just so unnecessary. But then again, I don't know, man. The 80s were always flinging in weird shit like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I just think with the stalkers all being quite bad, for you to stand out that much, and
As the worst.
Yeah, your only recognisable thing is you can sing.
And you have a silver suit covered in fairy lights.
Yeah.
Hey, Christmas tree.
Like, he was always going to be, like, he was always the weirdest one.
Yeah. I'm out.
Mine's just basically when the revolution starts, because
Oh,
it's
is
just kind
it?
of pointless.
Oh, no, see, the revolution starts now, you've only got like 10 minutes to go with the movie.
I see. I think the ending of the new Running Man's better than this one.
Absolutely, I'll give you that. I don't really have an I'm out because I have done and continue to confuse the Running Man with
Yeah.
Total Recall. So the only time I'm out of Running Man is when I mean to turn on Total Recall. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I got you.
I know what I'm talking about. Nobody else does, which is great when you're trying to be a movie podcaster, you know. Right, guys, that was 1987's The Running Man with quite a good few Glenn Powell tangents
Yeah.
thrown in. So do we call this The Running Men? Because we've kind of done both.
Aye, fuck it, why not?
Fuck it. Haha. Our 0 out of 10 this week was going to be Scream 7, but neither of us really want to talk about that movie
Don't wanna
again.
talk about that shit,
That movie
no.
was shit. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, people. Don't do it. I showed my niece the last time she stayed, I showed her Scream 1 and Scream 2, and I think that's probably where I'm going to leave it. Like,
That's
I
plenty.
might... Because I don't really want to show her Scream 3, because Scream 3 is not great. Maybe Scream 5, but I don't know. I might just leave it at Scream 1 and 2, because I don't want her to keep going and then just get really turned off the Scream franchise.
Yeah.
So,
Well, stick to the first two, then the first requel.
Yes.
The rest of that, you just go in the bin.
absolutely stunning. Oh, well, that was a fast 0 out of 10. Anyway, guys, it has been a pleasure. I hope you haven't missed us too much, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye. This is no game.